Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? Big Porky here. You know, don't you? You know. That's why you've tuned in. Today I'm joined by my pal Simon from Bristol. How are you doing, Simon?
Yeah, pretty well, thanks, mate. Sunny in Bristol.
Yeah.
So we're all good.
One question I'm going to ask you, Simon, before we go balls deep is this. Is boxing dead?
Cumulatively, this weekend, if you amalgamate all these different fight cards and shows and things, there hasn't been a good quality bout stroke card for us to really, for me to really sit down and go, right, I'm going to sit down and watch an evening of quality fights. There wasn't one bill serving that up for us. You've got Canelo fighting, you've got Joseph Parker, you've got the BT Sport card that they salvaged for the fans, but there isn't the quality for the fans. It's we've just been served up a load of poor quality from all these different promotional outfits, and why put it on if it's going to be this bad? Just step away and take a breather and replan and book something good for us.
That served up last night from Al Heyman, Bricktop, Frank Warren, and Eddie Earn and Saul Alvarez joint promotion was their worst free shows that they have ever put on. It was that bad that the internet nearly caught fire with people complaining on social media. I've never seen boxing set about by fans so much in my life, mate. That shocking shows. I mean, what were headline show for Al Heyman? Were it Darrell Davis?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't what I've seen so far. It wasn't exactly a classic. I mean, they're calling all the commentators on Fox, PBC are calling it for Darrell. And from the highlights, it wasn't a classic, but it was a better quality fight than the Canelo fight. That's all I can say from the off on that.
Well, this is how I look at it, right? When you've got people like Lennox Lewis bigging shows up like that, that's the problem, because they're narrating the story to the fans at home. And I thought Steve Bunce were all for fans, and he were trying to dress that Bricktop show up last night as the Rumble in the Jungle. I couldn't believe what I was seeing with my eyeballs. Shocking, mate, shocking. Pish, baba, pony, whatever you want to call it, utter garbage. Where are we heading here with this? And look at UFC, it's going from strength to strength, isn't it? And that talk this morning about Jake Paul against Tommy Fury. Oh, my God. So Tommy Fury's not even bothered about winning a British title then, is he? He's just bothered about getting a few quid.
Yeah, that's not a great that's not a great career path so far, is it? With Tommy, we're looking at the all fighters he's been in with so far have got a losing record. That fella from last night, Scott Williams, is now 0-10.
Oh my God!
So his previous opponent, I believe, has a losing record as well.
And he'd not got a win either, had he?
0-12, the previous guy now.
So Tommy Fury's first fight, he fought a guy 10 wins, 102 losses, didn't he?
Yeah, let me just track on to that one. So Eastern European taxi drivers, 10 wins, 112 losses.
12. Oh.
So 112 losses.
So he's fought somebody with 10 wins on his debut, and since then he's fought people with no wins.
Yeah, the last two opponents have got 0 wins between them.
Well, that means he's going backwards then, and not forwards. well, I don't call that progress, me, do you? Well, what's going on? Who's matching these fighters? Who is signing off on these fighters? Somebody is going to get killed in a ring in the UK. Oh, can't believe what I'm seeing with my eyes.
Food for thought for the people that watch the channel and things. Tommy Fury's opponents have a combined record of 12 wins, 174 defeats, and 5 draws.
Shocking.
Yeah, it's tough going.
Did you see his dad there in his T-shirt that said John Fury on?
Is that his new? Is that his new gym T-shirt?
I don't know, but he's walking about with a T-shirt that says John Fury on. I don't get that, mate. Isn't it supposed to be about the fighter? I don't get that.
Yeah.
You'd have thought it'd say Tommy Fury on, wouldn't you? Because that's his fighter, isn't it? I don't know. All pish, and more pish. Utter baba served up from Frank Warren. Somebody who's a boxing man through and through. He cannot get away with another show like that. I can't see BT Sport renewing Frank Warren's contract. If he's going to serve up stuff like that, I mean, it was utter garbage. It's the worst show he's ever put on. Now, everybody's got a ready-made excuse, haven't they? Oh, it's lockdown and virus and COVID and all this. Fair enough, but I would have rather him not put a show on than put that on. That was garbage. Anybody who dresses that up, Steve Bunce, Steve, you're a boxing man through and through. I know you, mate. You can't dress that up anymore. We can't dig Johnny Nelson out and Beanie and Ed Robinson and Eddie Hearn, Barney Francis, or whoever, all that Sky Bean Mason cult. We cannot dig them out and leave that last night, because that was an embarrassment to British boxing, what BT Sport put on last night. Shocking! I can't believe it, what I saw with my eyes, mate. What do you think, Simon? Am I out of order here? Am I going in?
They are the main competition to Sky Sports Boxing, stroke Matchroom Boxing, BT Sport, Queensberry, whatever other promoters there are in the UK.
Yeah.
They have got the next biggest platform, the next biggest subscription base to work to. Their natural target should be to be picking up the casual market from the football market on BT Sport, and maybe your rugby fans as well. So BT have got a percentage of football fans watching their channel, whether it's the Premier League game, the Champions League games, bit of rugby. Those people, that traffic should be then transferring over to watching your boxing. They've already got the UFC BT Sport, so why are they not providing a better package to their subscribers from a boxing angle? We're just not that's not being delivered. You've got a number of small hall boxing promoters that haven't had one show in lockdown. You've got Steve Goodwin in London. You've got various other small hall promoters. You've got various you've got promotions in Bristol, for example, the Sanagars. They do events. Why can't they get some of the matches that would have taken on the small hall and showcase them on BT last night? Some of those fights that people would see in the likes of York Hall level, and showcase them on BT Sport to offer something at a good competitive level for your audience. Their product is nosediving quickly.
Yeah, I think BT Sport are going to pull a plug. And if they pull a plug on Frank Warren, I don't think he's got anywhere to go as regards UK TV. I mean, I feel for Frank, really, after putting that on last night. I feel for him. No, not a lot. But I feel for him. That was garbage. And anybody who tries to dress that up in a boxing van, you can't dress that up. That's terrible. Utter pish. Moving on then to Eduardo Hills, Eddie Hills' show at Miami Dolphins. Oh, we're at Miami Dolphins football pitch. Oh, so what? It don't matter where it were. The show were utter garbage. Yildirim were knocked out by Chris Eubank Jr. 3 years ago, yeah?
Yeah, easily.
So What's he doing in a ring with Canelo Alvarez? Mandatory, they're going to say, aren't they? Oh, is he mandatory? Guys like Canelo, they don't need mandatories. They pick and choose. They're in control of every belt and every organisation. Since when did Mayweather ever have a mandatory? Canelo don't need a mandatory. Joshua's not fighting Usyk, is he? These fighters who are top of the tree, your Joshuas, your Mayweathers, your Canelos, they dictate who they fight. And that fight last night, in my opinion, were Eddie Hearn blagging Eddie Reynoso to say, listen, you should be a bit more active and nick a few quid and you should be fighting more, blah, blah, blah. Look, garbage. Utter garbage. I don't know. I'm distraught here over them shows last night. Warren, Al Capone, and Eddie Hills. Shocking. Not Al Capone. What's he called? Al Heyman. Shocking.
The Canelo doesn't need these mandatories at this time of his career. I've had a look at his total record. He's had 58 fights and he's 30. He's not desperate for ring experience anymore. He's not.
No.
If he had his debut in 2005, and I guess some of this what I'm bringing up now will lead us into a bit of a discussion towards the Saunders bout that is confirmed, but venue is to be confirmed. But Canelo has had 58 fights. He doesn't need to be fighting Avni Yildirim as a mandatory. For me, Canelo looked like last night, he knew that he didn't have to apply any serious tactics to win that fight. No. Do you know what it reminded me of? When Floyd fought Conor McGregor, and all he didn't have hardly any camp, and he just basically took the center of the ring and knew that he wasn't going to be able to get knocked out. And then he basically then after a certain point in the fight, Canelo decided, right, I'm going to just start going through my repertoire. And he treated it like a training session. Yeah. And then the fight was effectively finished off on a 1-2. Nothing flamboyant. Yildirim had his hands up constantly through the fight. And he quit that fight before the first bell.
Pish. Utter garbage. And do you know what? Everything I've been saying is all coming true, innit? They're just abusing fans and TV companies. You know, these promoters, they're abusing TV companies as well, you know. They're abusing them as well as the fans. And these fighters as well, like Canelo, he should be in with Yildirim. He should be in with Beta Beef. Do you know what I mean?
That is the best fight against someone who's got a very destructive style. Because if you look at Canelo's record since he's gone in with Golovkin, it's difficult to pick who the best fight he had. Sorry, his best opponent was, and which fight provided the best entertainment. Because you go back to the previous fight against Callum Smith, that was quite one-sided. That was totally one-sided, unanimous decision. Yeah. Then it was Kovalev before that. Kovalev out-jabbed Canelo through the fight, but then he just wore him down. And then once he decided to put his foot on the gas in the later rounds, he took him out easy. Then you've got Daniel Jacobs before that, who didn't offer a lot against Canelo. And previous fight to that was Rocky Fielding. And those are the names that you've had since he fought Golovkin, which was in September 18. So I don't think Canelo is having these good quality fights that we expected as he's moved up the weights. You could argue his record is slightly watered down since he's moved up to super middle light heavyweight. It's not looking great. He's getting a bit of a padded record in this part of his career.
Pinching money, that's what they're doing. They're pinching money and serving as pish. It's a total joke. And look, I can understand that they want to push the Saunders fight and that. And do you know what? I hope Billy Joe Saunders punches him all over, but I have my doubts. But I hope he does now, because his record is starting to look padded. Yeah, I know we can say beat Kovalev, but if you beat Kovalev and knocked him out, go fight Beterbiev and be an all-time great in that weight division. Don't just pick your fights in weight divisions. Stay in that division. You know what I mean? He waited till Golovkin got old, and I thought he lost first one against Golovkin. Me, they gave it a draw, didn't they?
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm not sure about the second one. I've only watched it once, and I'd like to go back and watch that with proper scoring detail to really make a judgment call on that. But the first one was Golovkin's win for sure.
Yeah, shocking. So what next for Canelo, Billy Joe?
Yeah, the fight is booked for May the 8th. But there's no venue confirmed. It is in America. So for me, the big questions now are where is Billy Joe at the moment? Where is he basing his camp?
Fuerteventura.
Okay, so if I was managing that camp, that needs to shift to America ASAP, because tomorrow is the 1st of March, which leaves you 2 months to prepare for American conditions, the climate and things. Fuerteventura is better than the UK base, but you need to get your move on and get yourself flying out to America to get yourself recovered from the traveling firstly. So that's going to take yourself about a week, and then you need to feel settled in your environment. So there's not much time to mess about here.
No, it's the fight of Billy Joe Saunders' life. He's worked all his career to get to this moment, fighting somebody that he's not a favourite in the fight. It's the first time he's fought in it and not being a favourite. Am I right?
Yeah, I'd agree. You just, for me, if you look at this is I've done a bit more comparing of the careers and the records since earlier this morning. Like I said to you earlier, Canelo's had 58 fights. Billy Joe Saunders has had 30 career fights. So Canelo has had 93% more fights than Billy Joe Saunders. And they are both 30 years old. Appreciate Billy was in the amateurs longer, and he turned pro in 2009, but he's nearly doubled the career in actual activity.
Yeah.
So if we're all going back to Billy Joe Saunders' peak moment was David Lemieux in Canada. Most of the boxing community will agree on that his best performance was Lemieux late 2017. So we're talking over 3 years since that now. And Billy Joe Saunders has had four fights since Lemieux. And the competition has been questionable. You've got Charles Ndamu, Shafat Izufi, Marcelo Caceres, and Martin Murray. How can you jump from that opposition to feel like you've been in strong competition to then fight Canelo and expect to win?
Yeah.
That's just, I just cannot see that the preparation wherever you're basing your training camp, I just cannot see that big a jump in quality taking place for him to pull off a master, because he's not going to knock out Canelo for me. The only way is he gets a unanimous decision, and that's not going to happen stateside.
No, and Canelo's been hit by Golovkin and Kovalev full on and didn't budge. So Billy's not going to budge him, is he, if he hits him?
No, and that ring, yeah, the punch resistance on Canelo has been tested against proven hard hitters. Billy hasn't stopped many people through his career. His knockout percentage is under 50%. He's got 14 KOs in his career. The last person he stopped was that Caceres guy in America on the YouTuber bill. But prior to that, you have to go back to a long way. His last stoppage was 2015, because there was a retirement, but a retirement isn't a knockout really if you're being picky. So you have to go back to when he fought Johan Bloyer. And that was in 2015 or July 15. That's a long time.
Yeah, it is. What's your prediction for Saunders against Canelo?
Canelo unanimous decision.
Yeah.
I think Billy will box on the back foot and not provide enough scoring punches through the fight. And we might even see a rematch later on in September or sometime like them. Yeah. Because it's more of it'll be an in-house Matchroom / DAZN / Team Canelo arrangement to get it rebooked. And then I don't think Canelo will fight Caleb Plant as easy as we expect because of the promotional issues with the Heyman link. I don't see that one being made as easy as we expect, especially now with Hearn involved on the Canelo side. I think that might put off the PBC side of things.
Yeah, it's exciting times ahead, Johnny. This is why we love this sport so much. The sport of boxing. It's only sport where the best don't fight the best, isn't it? Could you imagine Man City not wanting to play Liverpool in cup final? Could you imagine that? Well, we're not happy with money. We'll play down line. The government have got to come in and sort all this out, because otherwise we're going to have deaths on our hands, and we're going to have fans that turn away and watch UFC. Them 3 shows last night were garbage. Fox TV, DAZN and BT Sport should hang their heads in shame. But all the people who are working for DAZN, who are working for BT Sport, and who are working for Fox TV, all the ex-fighters and all the media guys running around sticking the tongues in people's hoops, all them people doing that, hang your heads in shame. Ripping fans off, abusing boxing fans, hard-earned money. It's a joke. It's a joke. Anyway, moving on from the adventures of Tintin. What else do we need to address, Simon, now that we're on a roll?
We're discussing the super middleweights division with Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders. And one thing that obviously Canelo has enjoyed is fighting British opposition over the years. He's taken out a lot of Brits: Smith, Fielding, Matthew Hatton, Amir Khan, Liam Smith, Ryan Rhodes. So out of the historic fights he's had and our recent top British super middleweights, you've got to, if you're looking at the recent ones that have retired, like your Frotches, Groves and De Gale, out of from George, Carl Froch and De Gale, who would you fancy out of them lot to go in against Canelo?
Carl Froch should have fought him.
And that would have been a war.
Yeah, he'd have fought him. The others, Groves and De Gale wouldn't have fared much. De Gale would have ended up on ropes getting pummeled. George Groves had rolled dice and probably got caught, but he were in exciting fights. We saw what happened with Callum Smith, didn't we? He got injured and that, and he just that touch below, wasn't he, Canelo in ability. I don't think any of them would have beat him at 168 as a 30-year-old. I don't know. Carl Froch and Canelo at his peak would have been. It'd have been like a Froch Boutte moment, wouldn't it? You know, one of them sort of fights. He'd have had to be on his A game and hope that Canelo didn't have a good night. Do you know what I mean? Just to squeak by. I don't know. Is there something lacking in British fighters' mentality going up against these elite guys? I don't know, mate. When was the last time we had an elite win? Tyson Fury beat Wilder, didn't he? Beat Vladimir. But where are other elite wins that we've had?
We're struggling. We're looking like if we're saying that Canelo beats Saunders, that's one of our top guys beaten. We got Tyson Fury parked up. Then we've got Josh Taylor.
Yeah, probably Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor should be fighting Ramirez. That's the fight we want to see in that division. And a lot of people, I think Josh Taylor can beat Ramirez. But then outside of that, you've had Josh Warrington taken out recently.
Yeah.
And is he going to bounce back from that? Because that was a demolition.
He needs to stay away from Lara, doesn't he?
Totally. Because what you've had with Josh Warrington is I think he was nicely matched in the UK against fighters that were within his range and skill set.
Yeah.
And they were picked at the right times in their careers, Frampton especially. Frampton maybe going back to the days where he was fighting Santa Cruz, Quigg, those type of fights, I think would have possibly outscored Warrington in those days.
Yeah, you're probably right there. You're probably right. What do you see happening, Simon, with Sky Sports and Eddie Hills now?
It seems like he's putting his markers in the ground on a more worldwide arrangement. He's got this. He's done these shows in Italy. You've got the Canelo relationship and the DAZN thing's really, really bedding in quite nicely for him. There's talk of maybe doing something in China with Zheli Zhang and fighters like that. So
he drew, didn't he, yesterday?
He did on the Canelo card. You're right. So
Eddie will be spewing about that, won't he?
I don't know how you big him up going into a potential home fight in China, because he's not got any big names on his record so far.
He's useless anyway, in that China man. He's useless, mate. Useless. Big bosser.
Sky need to get a grip of things from their own quality control in-house and start thinking about the product they're putting on.
Yeah.
Because if their model is not particularly great all round anymore. Few people that I know even use Sky as a platform. So then people aren't subscribing to Sky Sports. So they're not going to be watching the Sky Sports boxing as casuals, for example. So we're talking about our position as big fans in the sport and wanting to watch regular boxing, but our levels of subscription, say in the hardcore community, isn't going to turn Sky into a profitable business. They need the casual markets, the football flow, and the other key sports. They've lost the Test crickets now on Channel 4. They've got a reduced football coverage with the Champions League on BT Sport. You've got Amazon coming into the football. So are they going to be upping their stake in the football and things? So that'll be reducing Sky's coverage on the key sports. Yeah.
Do you see Sky giving Eddie Hearn dates then when his contract's up?
I think so. I think it might revert back to working with Eddie on that more open basis in terms of promoters.
Yeah.
So before Eddie had the exclusivity, you had all the different types of promoters working with Sky. But I think you might see Eddie booked on a show-by-show basis with them, because they haven't got their current setup of backroom people haven't got a good active relationship with your UK promoters.
Yeah.
So I can't see anyone else coming in straight away to work with Sky. They're going to have to keep some activity going in terms of boxing. Otherwise, it will just fizzle out completely for them.
Do you feel that somebody needs to take responsibility? For example, the quality control people at Sky, the people who are signing off on these shows that they're putting on, do you feel that somebody needs to put their hand up and say, do you know what? We've been serving garbage up and we're going to make it better? Because all the statistics prove that the product's watered down. But there's only me and a couple of other people making noise about it. Nobody else dares say anything on the YouTube channels. What's happening?
Yeah, you've got Adam Smith is the face, isn't he, of Sky Sports Boxing. He likes to be involved, and he's key commentator for the main events of the shows. But you've got people behind the scenes that do know their boxing, like Ed Robinson. What's his say on matters? Why is he not voicing his opinion and calling better fight cards, better matchups? What's happening at Sky?
They're just putting their heads in the sand and saying, well, it's because of COVID, and just churning out garbage. And do you know what? If Sky pull the plug on boxing, there's going to be a lot of people out of work, mate, because all them people that have been sat on the gravy train, they'll be dropped. They'll be dropped, I can assure you. Sure as eggs are eggs, they will be dropped. And the rest of them will run for hills with Eddie Hills. And I will love it if Sky drop boxing. I will love it. Because it'll mean that another TV company will come in and they'll sign loads of people and they might start putting better fights on, because Sky have been serving us up pish. I got that word off, who is it on Asylum? Is it Andy Patterson? Pish! I like that word. It's my new word. But is it a swear word, that? P-I-S-H?
It's a Scottish slang word, isn't it?
Is it?
For taking a piss, I think.
Oh, that reminds me, 2 seconds. Hamish, I need your address to post a Lacoste t-shirt. All right, I can't just put Hamish, Scotland. Just remind me. Here you go. I need address. You left me hanging. You can't just email him and not give me your address. So if you don't give me an address, I'll give it away to the person who got the answer right second. All right. Well, getting back to that, I think that somebody at Sky's got to come out and say, do you know what? We made a mistake giving Eddie Hearn an exclusive deal, because once you jumped into bed with Eddie Hearn, he went on to his next thing. And that we're getting TV exclusive deals or big TV in America, because he's got the other side of the pond tied up. And it meant that there were no competition for him, because they just gave him carte blanche, didn't they? Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, and if you look at his events coming up, you've got I'm talking UK market only at the moment. So you've got Okoli Glowacki. You've got Povetkin White 2 pay-per-view. Then you've got Conor Benn against Vargas. Those are the 3 confirmed Sky UK shows.
Jesus. Which do you think you would fight out all that lot?
On those headliners, oh. Where do I draw straws from?
All right then.
Okoli should win that fight.
Yeah. Can I just touch on Lawrence Okoli for a minute there? He's brought a book out, right? His style's the worst style I've ever seen in a boxing ring. He is a human octopus. There's Octopussy with James Bond, and there's Okoli Pussy. And that's what he is. Lawrence Okoli Pussy, or Okoli Puss. His arms are everywhere, aren't they? I don't want to see him fight. I don't like his style. I'll be happy when he's flipping burgers in McDonald's again. I don't like his style. It puts me to sleep. When he fought Matty Askin, I got so much abused for saying it was a good fight before they fought. Oh, it's a good fight, this. Look what happened, because Matty Askin were up for it, but Coley should have been disqualified, and he should have been disqualified in a few of his fights, but why is he fetching books out? Oh, my God! Sending me crazy. Oh, he's Femi behind it because he's his manager and he'll be getting a slice of cake. Lawrence Coley fetching books out. What is the world coming to? Lawrence Coley, don't come see me. No, because it'll be a stinker between me and you with them big arms. Don't come and see me.
So
God, I don't know.
Povetkin White 2 is wow. Yeah.
The dog with fleas.
If Dylan doesn't win that, it's game over.
6 pay-per-view and he's not been in a European title fight. He's fighting a guy 42 in September. Oh my God! I tell you what though, I'm looking forward to it because he gets iced again. Dylan White, don't come see me. I don't want to be picking on people that have been iced. Bullying. I'm not a bully. I don't know what to make of it all, but listen, thanks for coming on. You've been a real tonic, Simon. Welcome aboard to the Porky Express. Thank you,
Russ.
Thank you to all them people that have liked and subscribed and shared the video. Keep the comments coming. And get on the Porky Express because we're going places. You know that. Listen, you take care and I'll see you again, Simon.
Thanks, Russ. Bye for now.
Bye.